Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, November 28th. A very mild stretch of weather continues for another day or two here in the Mid-Atlantic region. We had very mild weather over the weekend, and everybody in the Mid-Atlantic region today should reach the mid to upper 60s. It's not out of the question that 70 degrees is reached in some places. In fact, the record here in Philadelphia is 71 degrees. And it's not out of the question that that is matched today with a little bit of sunshine, as temperatures should soar right through the day, way up towards that 70-degree mark. Now, tomorrow will bring a rain event to the Mid-Atlantic region, and that rain event will kind of set off a chain of events that will lead to a more seasonable cold pattern here in the northeastern part of the country. Nothing extreme, but close to seasonal high temperatures are expected for the rest of the week, and really that seasonably cold weather looks like it'll stick around for next week as well. So this rain event coming later tomorrow and tomorrow night will actually change our very mild conditions to more seasonable cold, as we would expect as we roll into the month of December. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. First of all, high pressure continues to sit right along the east coast, and it's sending southwesterly winds right up and down the east coast, boosting temperatures again way up into the 60s already here in the morning in the Mid-Atlantic region, and again 70 degrees is a possibility in some parts of the Mid-Atlantic region later on this afternoon. Now, just to the west of this high pressure ridge is a developing storm system right along this cold front. The storm right now is sitting over northern Alabama, northern Georgia, and there's a frontal system that extends all the way up to the north of it and to the south of it. And this particular low will track to the west of the Mid-Atlantic region, mostly in this fashion here across western Pennsylvania. However, it will spread some steady rain, and probably some heavy rain at times, late in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. Then the colder air will actually wrap in around the backside of this low out of the southwest towards the northeast, so that our cold air will first reach Washington, D.C. by early Wednesday morning on its way up the east coast to Philadelphia and then New York. And by Wednesday will be much more seasonable, with temperatures closer to 50 degrees compared to the 70 degrees that we can expect this afternoon. Well, in terms of our upcoming temperature pattern change, this is a map that kind of clearly shows what's headed our way. This is from the Penn State eWall site. It's a 24-hour temperature change from yesterday morning to this morning. And basically the blues and purples here in the middle part of the country represent colder temperatures compared to yesterday morning. This is a drop in temperatures from yesterday morning to this morning. Meanwhile, here along the East Coast, there's some temperature increases from this morning compared to yesterday morning of up to 20 degrees or so here in the middle part of Pennsylvania. And this colder air is headed our way. Again, it'll wrap in behind this Tuesday rain event from the southwest to the northeast. In fact, it'll be cold enough today over the next 12 to 24 hours for some snow out here in the Tennessee Valley and up across the Ohio Valley as this low pressure area moves from the southeastern states to our west up into the eastern part of the Great Lakes. Well, another way to look at the temperature pattern change that's coming is to take a look here. This is from the Penn State eWall site as well. It's the GFS ensemble forecast, and for more on ensemble forecasting, you just check out a video we have at the Meteorology 101 section of the SIweather.com. This is the forecast, a 7-day running mean for temperature departures from normal by the middle of next week. And you can see most of the nation is in blue here, which is below normal. So the GFS ensembles are definitely forecasting a pattern change from the very mild weather that we've had to near seasonably cold for the rest of this week, and perhaps even a little colder for the weekend and next week, below normal in much of the country. So there is definitely a pattern change coming behind this rain event that sets a chain of events in motion in the atmosphere, this rain event coming later tomorrow and tomorrow night. Well, let's kind of walk through this rain event that's coming for tomorrow and tomorrow night. This is the GFS forecast maps. We'll look at tonight, tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night. By tonight, there will be perhaps a little bit of patchy drizzle and fog that develops right here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It's not showing up on the GFS, but I think there's a possibility of some drizzle and fog late tonight into the early part of tomorrow. Meanwhile, that storm that is now over Alabama and Georgia moves very slowly northward up into Kentucky. And again, the colder air is actually wrapping around the system from the southwest to the northeast, and that pattern will continue over the next 24 hours. By tomorrow morning, still a southeasterly flow of air here, perhaps a little bit of morning fog and drizzle. Still mild. It'll be another mild day here in the Mid-Atlantic region with temperatures at least 60 degrees in most sections. Meanwhile, that rain now, the rain band, the storm is moving slowly into the Ohio Valley. And here's our steady precipitation that's headed our way. It's swinging right up the coast during the day tomorrow and will affect Washington first and then Philadelphia and then New York. Later in the day and tomorrow night, there will be some steady rain and probably some heavy rain as well. I expect anywhere from a half inch to perhaps at most 1.5 inches out of this rain event. It's a rather significant rain event, and it'll set off a chain of events to lead to a temperature pattern change over the next week or 10 days or so. This is a GFS map for tomorrow night, and by tomorrow night, that heavy band of precipitation in the form of rain is now swinging through the Mid-Atlantic region, and the colder air is wrapping in around it. So the rain will hit, and then it'll turn colder, and by Wednesday we'll be back to closer to 50 degrees rather than the 70 degrees we may experience later on this afternoon, and the rain band in between Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. Well, that's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.